Victims Counsel, providing access to counsel. I do agree it's a model, and I appreciate all the work that General Harding has put into it. And we continue to look forward to working with you on the powers of the convening authority. But I want to thank you both for being here as part of the regular process. I am the daughter of an Air Force officer. He was a survivor of Pearl Harbor, went on to serve for 20 years, and I grew up on Air Force bases across this country and the world, and it was quite a life. And I believe it is vital for our committee to work with you both to make sure we're providing the very best services for our airmen and fielding peerless technologies to defend our nation. Clearly, as one of the country's preeminent high-tech clusters of industry and academia, my state, the Massachusetts, plays a critical role with this latter responsibility. So to get to an issue that is close to home, my office has been working with the committee for the past year to look for a path forward for a $450 million enhanced use lease renovation project for MIT's Lincoln Labs, which is located on the grounds of Hanscom Air Force Base. Lincoln, as I am sure you know, is one of the nation's very finest federally funded research and development centers. And since the height of the Cold War, Lincoln has led the way in long-term defense technology development, as well as rapid system prototyping and demonstration. But unfortunately, parts of the facility have run into obsolescence issues. I view this as a critical project to keeping Lincoln Lab on the cutting edge of technology and to make sure it's able to continue to work to confront the nation's most complex technological challenges. I appreciate the work both the Air Force and the Office of the Secretary of Defense have been doing to develop a path forward on this lease, but I would ask that you put a priority on this project and that you keep me informed should you have any issues or should you require the assistance of me or the committee. We included language in the last year's Defense Conference report urging the proposal to move forward. We have to remember there are no taxpayer dollars associated with this. This is a commitment that MIT is making, and yet it's been too long in the making. So my question is a very simple one. Can I count on both of your support with this request, that we work on this and resolve it as expeditiously as possible?
Ma'am, I am aware of this problem. I don't have a solution for you today. As far as I can tell, this has to do with the scoring mechanisms that are out there, which are prejudicial in the sense that the United States Air Force cannot stand behind alone without having it be scored by OMB, and if it has to be scored by OMB, it's the equivalent of a MILCON project. In other words, it goes on our books as a liability in that context, as a cost. We'll continue to work those issues with OMB to try to find a way forward. I am going up there in 2 weeks. Expect to get briefed on this project, understand the larger scheme of the requirement and the need to find a way forward.
Thank you. As I've learned in life, where there's a will, there's a way. So let's harness the will so we can find the way. Another question quickly. Another concern around Hanscom Air Force Base is that fundamentally there's a lack of appreciation for Hanscom's mission among many in the Air Force, and that some of the misconceptions about Hanscom could be held towards other technical facilities as well. By the Air Force's own admission, Hanscom C4ISR acquisitions portfolio is the most complex in the service. It seems to me that the best way to better appreciate that is if I could invite you, General Welsh, up to Massachusetts to come to Hanscom with me so that we can begin to better understand really what the extraordinary offerings at Hanscom and the extraordinary work it does in behalf of the Air Force. Could I invite you to come up there at your convenience?
I'm honored that you would ask, ma'am. I would love to do that.
Great. Thank you so much. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Conaway.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, thank you for